Our very own Bill Coulter with more. Of course, not busy just yet, Bill, but I'm sure, in 12 hours' time, you would not be able to elbow up to that bar at all.
No, and it really impresses me, the serving staff, the managers who are able to manage the amount of people that are going to be coming down to see this game, getting a little bit of libation before or after the game, or maybe during, if they didn't manage to get tickets. October, it is a frenetic time for baseball fans right now. But it can be a bit of a slower time for some, especially kind of business to consumer parts of the industry of small business. For that reason, and probably others, it is Small Business Week. It's an opportunity to maybe shed some light and put a little focus on some of the small businesses that we really love and want to see thrive. And it has been a challenge in the last few years for a lot of them. I'm here with the owner of Pint Public House, Cesar Masson, and also Joe Cote, who's Chief Growth Officer for Merchant Growth. Thank you for being here this morning. I want to start with you because this is Small Business Week, and I got to ask you, the challenges of the last few years, how difficult has it been for small businesses to kind of reemerge and get back to where they were?
It's been a real struggle. I mean, we think about coming out of COVID and just kind of getting your feet under you, trying to figure out ways to grow. All of a sudden you're hit with tariffs, and it feels like just yesterday you just went through this. So with Merchant Growth, a big part of what we were looking at is how do we actually understand a little bit of the dynamics between what consumers are doing to support small business and how small businesses are actually feeling at this point in time.
Yeah, and so let's get into that a little bit. How are they feeling, and what can we as consumers do to help these businesses be resilient and survive?
Yeah. October, as you were saying, is a very interesting month. I mean, it's fantastic to be here at the Pint House. We know that with the Blue Jays on a fantastic streak, go Jays, that October without this could actually be a real struggle for a lot of businesses. And just generally that business to consumer is a struggle period. It is a bit of a lull before that holiday spend. And what we've done with Merchant Growth in particular is we've looked at, in partnership with Angus Reid, what is consumer sentiment right now on small business shopping. And then the other part of the report is a survey with small business owners. Canadian consumers are saying, and actually 99% of Canadians are saying we shop local with small businesses, and half said we're shopping even more than last year.
Good.
But on the flip side to that, small businesses don't have the same purchasing power as a lot of large businesses. So prices become a little bit of a barrier to be able to sustain that shopping. And small businesses are saying tariffs, inflation, and a little bit of softening in consumer spending is actually impacting them right now.
Because they've got to sometimes swallow those costs or pass them on to the consumer, right?
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Well, and a lot of small business owners are trying to absorb those costs. They realize that price sensitivity makes the world of a difference for a small business. So a lot of businesses are actually eating those costs and rather than pass them on.
So I got to talk to you, Cesar, because you're a small business owner. You're probably super happy about the Jays bringing a lot of business to you right now. But what are your struggles right now?
Well, definitely couldn't be happier with the Jays and with every single one of the guests that come to see us, on a daily basis. Super stoked about that. Absolutely. I would like to just piggyback on what Joe was saying. Like every single item that he mentioned, from inflation to cost of goods, as well as cost of labor going up. And yeah, he's absolutely right. A lot of us are trying to eat off that cost, but it's becoming really, really hard. The margins are becoming very, very thin, not only in restaurant business, not only in hospitality, but in all the small businesses in general.
Wow. So what message would you have, and maybe to anyone watching out there right now, if you want to help support local business? I know we're all thinking Canadian. Sometimes it's elbows up. Sometimes it's just we don't want to see our favorite small business, go the way as so many have. So what would you say to viewers right now?
100%. I mean, every little bit helps, right? From if you're doing your holiday shopping, buying a gift card from a small business, may that be a restaurant, may that be a flower shop, a coffee shop, doesn't really matter. If you're booking a little event for the holidays for your office, think of your small businesses, small restaurants. There's so many ways that people can help. As I said, we're incredibly grateful for every single one of our guests, and they have supported us over the years, and they have continued to support us, and we're super happy.
So come support. Come say hi. You're here probably during most of the games.
Yes,
Say hi to Cesar, and thank you so much, Joe. Well, the downtown waterfront has festivals and programming year-round to keep it vibrant and give people a reason to come down and celebrate our waterfront. But I got to think, being so close to the Rogers Centre, that this postseason push towards the Fall Classic has got to be good news for the businesses along Toronto's waterfront. I'm here with Tim Coker, who's the Executive Director of the Waterfront BIA. You were listening to me in that intro, and the big smile on your face says it all. Tell me what this postseason this year means for all these businesses along the waterfront.
Well, it's like a bonus, to be honest, Bill. I think since like the start of July, when the Blue Jays were making their way to the top of the AL East, the businesses were starting to say more and more like, "Ooh, we're having a really good year. Like we're seeing a lot of jerseys." And I mean, I think especially when there's nice weather, you'll see jerseys walking around 3-4 hours before the game. Like sometimes that's a huge bump earlier in the day. So like some patios that weren't quite full yet and everything. So yeah, it's great to see. The businesses appreciate when the Blue Jays are hitting well.
Now on the flip side of that, there's been a lot of development. The waterfront used to have a few bars, which probably got to capacity pretty quick in this situation. But some people may not realize, because they haven't been down here for a few years, that there's some significant new offerings and experiences down there, either after, before a game, or even during if you don't have tickets.
Yeah, we were actually doing an event a couple weekends ago when the Jays were beating up on the Yankees. We were in HTO Park, one of the new parks that's just south of here in the waterfront. And we were doing surveys about where people are from, and a lot of them were coming from like Edmonton, Calgary, Winnipeg, Newfoundland. And it's like, for a lot of people like that, if you haven't been downtown Toronto and seen the waterfront as it's been developing over the last 10 years, there is a lot more to do. Like not just the waterfront, like in the entertainment district, all these new towers means more restaurants at the base of them near the stadium. But then yeah, on the waterfront, you've of course still got the Harbourfront Centre, it's always active all year long. Then HTO Park, the Music Garden, there's like this beautiful Water's Edge promenade emerging. Like there is a lot to do around the stadium.
And every year it becomes more and more vibrant. Like I know there's projects in the works along with waterfront redevelopment and such. And it's not just people from other cities too. Like even in the North End, sometimes you just think, oh, I'm going to stick. I've always thought Toronto, you get everything you need in a 14-block radius, but you discover this city when you get out of that sort of comfort zone, right? So what would you say to people who maybe are in different parts of the city about the different experience they'd get when they come down here?
Well, I think, yeah, you're just making me think of whenever there's a list online of the most walkable areas or the best urban experience around a baseball stadium, Toronto's always right at the top. Because, I mean, a lot of people, it's kind of shocking how many people get to the games by going through Union Station, right, which is because the GO train and the TTC bring you a couple blocks away. Yeah, and then I think that, yeah, there's just so many different things to do. And
yeah, and new businesses opening. I know Queens, that new market is opening. You got all kinds of bars along the waterfront, hotels too that are drawing it in. And you had a fun story too, that if you're down here walking around and you hear the horn, you know we got a home run, right? Or the game's over.
And you know this too, because I know that you used to live quite close to here.
Balcony,
but yeah, it was a kind of a unique experience. Like you get spoiled by the horn if you're nearby. Like when we were doing an event nearby, we would hear the horn and be like, is that another home run? And you're kind of skeptical every time because you don't 100% know, and you're reloading the screen. And then I would cut off, and 10 seconds later, I'd get a text from my wife who'd seen it on TV being like, 5-0, Kirk home run.
Yeah. And then you go, oh, you know what? I kind of want to watch this game. So you head into a bar. You have a pint or whatever. You need to show the rest of it.
I've been in the bars during that, and a few people know about the horn and most people don't. And so it's actually fun to kind of look around and see as people are realizing what's going on and people are watching for the home run, they're still a bit skeptical. Yeah, it's just kind of a great extra experience down here.
So needless to say, Waterfront BIA would like us to go full 7 against the Dodgers and win in the end, right?
Well, no, the Blue Jays are going to win in 4, of course. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I mean, probably better for business if it's 7. Thank you so much, Tim.
Thanks, Phil.
Get down to the waterfront.